Listen guys, Angel Oak, they are a subprime wholesaler. They're doing these things the right way responsibly, and they all have the ability to repay in their loan guidelines. You might want to check them out. They'll open up deals for you. All you have to do is click this banner right over there. Okay, so me and Frank, we ended up on a thread on Facebook regarding CNBC's Diana Olick's article titled New Mortgage Rules, a Y2K Panic that didn't happen. And just to let you know, the thread of folks on there, well, they didn't agree with the findings. But here's the thinking.
From the article, it quotes NBA President David Stevens. I think it was a Y2K analogy where expectations of the worst happening just weren't there.
And Tom Popkick, whose company, Campbell's Housing Pulse Survey tracks closings, said, while there was apprehension about TRID, so far the impacts are minor. And he goes on to say that there's no clear trend with regard to late closings being associated with TRID.
And yet, from the same article still, Larry Yoon of NAR says, we are not hearing so much noise, meaning agents aren't complaining. That's a first.
And here's the hook. It was suggested that closings are faster because borrowers have to read all of their forms.
Faster? Come on.
Ole, arriba, arriba, andale.
Okay, so the Y2K comparison, I get. Remember, some people thought Y2K was going to shut down every computer in the world, and planes were going to drop out of the sky because air traffic controllers' computers were going to shut down, and none of that happened. Nor did it with TRID. But to suggest TRID's speeding things up, let's just move on.
From a separate article in Housing Wire, some title companies claim TRID creates liability because, as Diana Evans at Alta said, for the majority of real estate transactions, the rules requires a complicated formula that will disclose to consumers an inaccurate price for title insurance. Under the new rule, the CFPB actually mandates that the corrected actual price of title insurance products be withheld from consumers.
And further, from the Housing Wire article, TRID is a real estate obstacle to the mortgage process. It goes on to quote late closings and the fact that we're just getting started and we'll start seeing TRID closings blow through closing dates, which will torpedo transactions.
So which one is it? You're the ones who really know. Share your TRID experience down below so the industry can see, is it a major obstacle or just a slight aggravation?
All right, I don't know if you caught this, but the Fed board ended too big to fail policies. So that's gone. Dodd-Frank did its job. Here's the thing.
I mean, we get how this sounds. Banks are bad, taxpayers are victims. Never again are we gonna let this happen. But really, where would our recovery be right now if we let all of these banks fail? Would we be better off right now? And as far as a case with Fannie and Freddie, those bailouts turned out to be cash cows for the Treasury. They made billions.
And the policies up to this point have actually led to bigger banks via acquisitions and consolidation.
So if you're catching it, we kind of think off the top that ending too big to fail is probably a bad idea. The thing is, we ended too big to fail, right? Except for times of emergencies and a lender's having liquidity problems. Not insolvent, but liquidity problems. That's a bit slippery.
So we ended too big to fail policies except for emergencies. When the hell is a bank gonna be in jeopardy of failing in an emergency? That's like saying you can't drive your car unless you need to go somewhere, or you can't eat pizza unless you're hungry.
So we don't think it's gonna be that big of a deal. All right, so the year's kind of winding up here. TRID, that's down in the past. Too big to fail, ended that one. Next up, rate hikes. Our next Y2K moment, coming to a theater near you.
So what is it with TRID? Is it clogging things up, or is everything okay? I want to see the comments. I bet it's about 50-50.
I'll bet you it is too.
I bet about 50-50 where it's at.
You know, I think most of the bigger companies have probably figured this thing out. There might be some smaller title companies, some smaller mortgage companies that don't have the resources of the bigger players who might be struggling a little bit. That's my guess.
Maybe. We'll find out. Your comments would be very helpful. In fact, maybe Diana will see them, or somebody else who's more important than us.
Oh, lick.
You guys have a great day. Subscribe for in your upper right-hand corner. Forward and share. Adios, amigos.
I like that name.
We've enjoyed her for a while now.
Bye.